Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Starflight. I'm the Mysterious JG, and frankly, it's just about time to end this LP. It went a lot faster than I expected it to. Mostly, I mean, if I'd shown you all the mining I did off screen, it probably would maybe have doubled the length of the LP, but finding solos early as I did was a big break, but really I think it's just a matter of, I realized, you know, I played this game as a kid and I wasn't disciplined about writing down the clues and making sure to follow up on everything. I did a certain amount of following up on the clues, but yeah, there's really not that many steps involved in beating this game if you actually do things in an efficient manner. But at any rate, we are very close to the end, but there's a few things that I still want to show you guys, so hopefully we can get it all done. What the heck? Save as what? I'm in the wrong... I got the wrong thing selected here, I think. Yeah. Resume my current game, and I need to press the spacebar key here, but the sound doesn't trigger for some reason. This might be our last chance to hear this theme music, folks. Here I am talking over it. I think this is the first computer game I ever played. I'm trying to think. I remember when I had back in the day, we had a computer, and what we had for the computer was Starflight, Ancient Art of War, and whatever the paint application was, basically. Those were the fun things. There's still a police warning, and that reminds me of one of the things that we need to do in this video, which is put in the copy protected information incorrectly and get punished. Right now, though, we're still in Gazertoid territory. We can save a certain amount of time if we get to the flux. And I'm beating up on the Gazertoid a bit. I either, in my mind, overestimated how dangerous they are, or I just got really lucky with the size of the fleets I've fought. And the fact that when I played against them years ago, I didn't realize you can't use missiles. It means that I probably was throwing a ton of missiles at them, and they had no effect, and I just panicked and thought that I was too weak to defeat them. And in fact, you have to use lasers. But if we get to 95 to 82, we encountered an object, and we're under attack immediately. They will attack you immediately without even talking to you if you have your shields up and your weapons armed, I'm told. So that would be another Gazertoid. As long as we're here, we may as well collect up its Endurium. It was another scout. And I think now that I've attacked them, even if I take shields back down and disarm weapons, they'll still go after me on sight. I was going to go to 95 something, and now I've lost track of what their coordinates were. There's a lot of fluxes in this neighborhood, including this one, which takes me nowhere that I want to go. Was this it? Yeah. So we're now a lot closer to 125, 100, which is where we actually want to go. Or was it 100, 125? I keep forgetting. We actually want to go to 125, 100. We can drop our shields and disarm here. And I think using the flux to get out means that even if the guys are trying to follow me, they probably can't follow me now, although who knows, I might be wrong. Who are we going to encounter out here? Now I'm tempted to stay put and see. X4 is here. Y minus. Greetings, mighty powerful allies of the Spemin. Also, we are both mighty and powerful. Is it not a good thing that we are the best buddies who would never harm each other? Okay, for some reason the Spemin are all the way out here now. They seem to get around. We have no patience for your foolishness. You will cooperate with us or you will be destroyed. Please don't hurt us, so great as a species. Please think of our wives and little blobbies back home. Other races. We require information. You will tell us about other races. We do not know a great deal about other races. For some strange reason, they tend to stay away from us. Of course, we will gladly tell you what we do. The Uleks are an arrogant race of insects. We find that by pretending to worship them, sometimes they will not destroy us. Of course, you must not think that we are only pretending to worship you, Avatar. I give you the Spemin word of honor. There's a race of machine humans. We do not understand their behavior. There's also the plant race and the reptile race. These races hate and despise each other. They fight and kill. This we understand. Tell us about the Gazatoid. I want to hear them talk about the Gazatoid, actually. I have a funny thing to tell you about the Gazatoid. The Gazatoid are a race of aquatic creatures who are what you might call insane fanatics. They believe it is their destiny to cleanse the universe of, if we may use their term, blaspheming, heretical, low-life, air-breathing scumdogs. As you must know, the Numlocks and Phlegmax were the first races to attack from the core. Later came the Uhlek and the Gazatoid. When the old empire spurned us, their loving and devoted children, we were forced to pretend allegiance with the Gazatoid. Yeah, basically the Spemin betrayed us to the Gazatoid at some point in the past. All the Gazatoid ever do is spout them in its rhetoric. Being diabolically clever, we have managed to convince them that we are water breathers. We have done this by sitting in pools of water whenever we communicate with them. That's awesome. It sucks that you can't use the same strategy, but it's hilarious that that's how the Spemin allied with them. The Gazatoid possess effective shielding against missiles. It is necessary to attack them with lasers. Our brilliant scientists are working on this puzzle. They are just on the verge of a major breakthrough. You're right. Of course, the Gazatoid are really no match for our warships. In fact, they copy the design from us. The Uhlek, on the other hand, come a little closer to matching our strength. Yeah, almost as strong as the Spemin are the Uhlek. We have tricked the Gazatoid into telling us many things. We happen to know all about the Uhlek. Not many races know about the Uhlek, but of course no other race has the awesome mind of the Spemin. Hey, Spemin. The Uhlek are not many creatures, but one. It is simply spread out in space. The Uhlek have a central mind ganglion. It is a massive thing buried deep within a planet. If it was destroyed, the Uhlek would be helpless until another one developed. This is actually true. To destroy an Uhlek mind ganglion, it is necessary to destroy an entire planet. And of course, to destroy an entire planet, we could choose an entire planet. If we chose to, unfortunately, we have a law against destroying planets. So some other fearless, powerful race shall have to do it. Well, I have more information on the Uhlek and Gazatoid than I thought. The mind ganglion planet, the Uhlek, is the life-bearing planet in the system 5532. Destroying it should be a trivial task, as we are almost tempted to do it ourselves. I did not realize you could get this information out of the Spemin. Matter of fact, one of the things I was going to be saying in this video was that while the Uhlek brain world actually does exist, there's no way to figure out where it is in the game, but that's because I never had them drop this particular piece of information. We believe that you are truly a kind and peaceful race who would not really harm us. This is true, isn't it? No. Yeah, I didn't realize that they can actually tell you where the Uhlek brain world is. We must leave now so we can go and spread the word of your greatness among our Spemin brothers. Farewell, good friends. We're being scanned, leaving encounter. I did not realize they gave you that information. There are more than one black egg device in the game, but we only found one, and I don't know that we've got clues to follow up for the other one. I could look at a hint book and find it, but I don't remember exactly what we're supposed to do in game to be given that information. And we're going to need the black egg, a black egg, to win the game, because we need to use one to destroy the crystal planet. But you can destroy the Uhlek brain world. I've never, well, I did do it. I did it on screen playing around once, but, never, I was not thinking that that was going to happen in this LP. Destroying the Uhlek brain. Well, it's an interesting thought. The Uhlek, we haven't encountered them yet, so I really don't have the right to have a grudge against them. My grudge against them is based on previous playthroughs. They do attack on sight. They are very dangerous. There's no way to communicate with them. And the question of whether this gives you the right to commit genocide against the Uhlek by destroying their brain world is a tough question. And again, as the Spemin have indicated, apparently they're not really a race of individuals. They're just sort of one entity. And this ganglion will regrow. It's kind of like destroying an overmind and Starcraft. Pardon me. And if you destroy an overmind, another one tends to pop up somehow. But interesting. So the Uhlek brain. Well, I don't spoil anything. But there'll be some. There's a possibility of finding out a little bit more about the Uhlek in the sequel, actually. Shouldn't really say that because it's kind of a surprise when you do find information on the Uhlek, because the game is set in a completely separate part of space, and the Uhlek are not meant to be around. But yeah, we might find out a little bit more about them later. But the idea that they're just this one entity is kind of interesting, and whether the brain world we're destroying is their brain? Are we killing the Uhlek if we destroy the brain world? In this game, yeah, you are. They said that it'll grow back. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like we're contemplating committing genocide just because it would be an interesting thing to do. At any rate, no new notices, no new evaluations. Anything new we can analyze? Oh, I was back. I just went out and beat up on the Gazertoid since the last time we were here. I didn't actually do anything new, really. We've only got class 4 armor, so we could sell our armor and buy new armor again. But we still don't want to get missiles. I'll show you missiles before the LP's over. It's just, I mean, you remember how the Spemin were shooting, and the Gazertoid were shooting red pew-pews at us? Yeah, it's the same deal. So I'm going to save the game. I'll keep this as my quick save. And now I'm going to resume the current game. There's a whole system for how the saves work, but it's a little confusing. Like, you can keep a previous save as your quick save, but then your last save, you can turn it to save slot number. I'm just not always convinced that it's going to work. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to intentionally put in the wrong code to launch and see if we can get the space police to come kick our ass. Punish us for pirating the game. And since I don't have 2 black eggs, I guess the other thing I can do is, since I'm going to load anyway, I'll go destroy the Uhlek brain world. Just so that you can say that you got to see that happen. It's at 5532, which is... Well, let's double check where it is and make sure it's in Uhlek space and the Spemin aren't pulling some kind of crazy trick like the Thrin, where they try to trick us into destroying an Elon world. So it's this thing right here. That is an Uhlek space, I believe. I'll have to cross Gazertoid space, though that would be a lot less dangerous than crossing Uhlek space. Let's go ahead and raise our shields and arm our weapons, because the 2 spaces we'll be crossing are both hostile. There's no point pretending otherwise. And I didn't even really need to do that. Where did I end up? I ended up further away from my goal. So let's try once again, 5532. And you actually very rarely you get it's pretty unusual if you encounter a lot of enemies. If you just or ships, if you just like keep moving at a beeline like this and you don't linger, you're really not going to encounter that many ships anyway. Oh, 5532. Yeah. Well, there is some motion here. X minus 1, Y 5. Let's see who's up here. There's only one group of guys I can think of who'd be here, and it's foolish for me to want to encounter them, but we should get a chance to meet the Uhlek at some point during this game. Particularly if we're going to destroy their brain world. We don't want to just blow up their brain world without even meeting them. Laser partially deflected. Let's see what we're looking at here. That's a Gazertoid. I don't have time to be messing with you. I'm trying to find the Uhlek. You're not even worth the trouble to kill as far as I'm concerned. There's a life-supporting planet in this system. And this would appear to be it. Okay, maybe not. Is there an ice planet that can support life? 5532. Hydrogen, oxygen, water. This could be it, I suppose. Remember being terrified of the flying the Uhlek space as a kid, and now they're not popping up. Their brain world isn't being obvious. It's got to be that one that had oxygen, even if it had very violent weather and 4 times Earth's gravity. I was hoping to bump into you guys. Up in the corner of the map that I'm clearly in their territory. X2, Y1. 2. Be here somewhere. That's the Gazertoid again. Alright, well, it's starting to look like well, there is some overlap. Fly a little deeper into Uhlek space, get away from Gazertoid space if I really want to encounter the Uhlek, so that I can justify killing them. We just keep flying forward or outward, and eventually we hit the end of the Milky Way. Hey, it's the Breast constellation, or perhaps the Butt Cheek Nebula. X1, Y minus 6, Y minus 3. X0, Y2, Y3. Captain, something very strange is happening. I received a message, but there doesn't seem to be any transmission. Well, it's you guys again. Oh, we're looking for Uhlek. Can you tell us whether or not that's a good idea? Time, it seems, doesn't flow. For some it's fast, for others slow. In what to one race is no time at all, another race can rise and fall. Can you tell us anything else in rhyming couplets? Harder still to recognize that which lies before one's eyes. So many races have believed in only what was preconceived. That which is ancient may be new. It all depends on point of view. Once again, kind of giving us little clues about what's going on, but not necessarily in a way that makes a lot of sense. So you get over here and you can't fly any farther in that direction. So let's head for a corner of the universe. This game has a huge world for you to search, but it is finite. X4, Y4. And it's easy to find out what those coordinates are because we were at 0, 0. So we're at those coordinates now. That's where the motion was detected. Motion in the ocean. Arrows broke. Okay, now we'll be 2, 2. Just want to encounter the Uhlek, scan them so you can see their ships. Maybe fire a few shots at them, then get the F out of there and blow up their brain world. Whoa! There's a lot of them. Ten times the size of our ship, crossed 7 shields, and we just got hit by a plasma bolt. Plasma bolts home in on you. And as you can see, we're being destroyed here. Yep, we just got destroyed. I wanted to give you guys a chance to see those guys in action, but I had intended to actually escape alive, but no. They fire homing missiles that are faster than your ship. Revert to my last quick save. I died or messed up. Do not want to keep that. Let's resume the current game. And I'm basically just giving you a taste of why you might consider it appropriate to destroy the Uhlek's whole species. Because they appear in a large group of ships and they wipe you out on sight. So I'm going to go ahead and launch again. Once again, I'm going to put in the wrong security code because I was also thinking that I might along the way have run into the Interstellar police, but that didn't happen. Okay, so saw how quickly and those were class 5 shields of class 5 armor. That was as defensible as my ship could be, and you saw how quickly it got destroyed. Like I think I've mentioned in previous videos, you're not meant to be able to fight to stand up against them. I mean, the best technology you can get. Starflight 2 has some stuff going on where you can get technology that's stronger than what's purchasable at Starport through exploration. There's nothing like that in this game. The Starport stuff is the best you can get, and it's not good enough to beat the Uhlek. It's not even close. As a matter of fact, I read somewhere that when you destroy Uhlek ships, the next group of Uhlek ships you meet will have higher stats. They'll have class 14 shields instead of 7. That the class of shields is like built into the game, you know, mechanics of how much damage stuff does and how much damage stuff takes, and the Uhlek scale with you. You're not supposed to be able to fight them. So this would appear to be the life-bearing planet of this system that the Spemin told us. So let's see if the Spemin were being truthful. There's 2 types of Uhlek ships, scouts and warships, so we encountered a group that may have had both. But yeah, that was pretty much death for us. There's an enemy-like creature, and we just captured it. That's nice for us. Uhlek brain world appears to have a lot of minerals on it. We're going to arm the Black Egg. No Uhlek ships in orbit around their brain world, which seems strange. If you sit around long enough or you keep seeking them out, they will eventually kill you on sight. But Seems like you need to actually be looking for a fight. But yeah, they can show up and obliterate you at any time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Captain, all alien communications in the local vicinity have ceased. Planet obliterated outside orbital range. And you see it's been removed from the map. And there we go, folks. The Uhlek brain world is destroyed. And in fact, you can no longer encounter Uhlek. So, I've never done that. I mean, I did that, like I said, off screen using a FAQ to find it just to see what happened. I never actually... I guess I just got unlucky, or I didn't talk to the Spemin enough. I didn't know that the Spemin will just drop that information on you. How the Spemin know that? I have no idea. But there you go. Now we're in trouble because we don't have the freaking black egg to destroy the crystal planet. Certainly be a lot easier to get the crystal cone now. So we're not going with this. There's another black egg. I don't know who you have to talk to get clues on where to find it. There's 2 black eggs. There's enough black eggs that if you basically seek out and find every important artifact in the game, you can destroy the Uhlek brain world, and that makes it easier to get the crystal cone. That's the whole reason that you would destroy the Uhlek brain world, to make the crystal cone thing easier. But I'm hoping that then before we end this video, we can encounter the Interstellar police, who will arrest us for putting in our copy protection information wrong. But the only way to encounter them is just to hang around and wait for them to show up. So what I'm going to do is take off my headphones and do some other stuff and wait for them to show up. Well, I have to keep my headphones on so I can hear. But yeah, I'm going to work on some other stuff and edit out however much waiting there is in this video, and we're just going to have to sit here and wait. Because time does continue to pass when you're in space, even if you're not actually moving. So, hopefully it won't take too long, and the video doesn't become so long that I can't edit it, but when we come back, later in this same video, we will deal with the Interstellar police, so I'll show you what happens. Yeah, we'll show you the Interstellar police and how the copy protection works, and how they get you for not buying the game legit, or, in my case, when I was a little kid, how they get you for putting it in wrong and punish you for being, you know, a little kid. Serious JG, I'll see you guys in a minute. See you guys in a minute. Okay, folks, we're back, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of guys out here. Pull over. This is the Interstellar Corporate Police. You are under arrest. Drop all shields and disarm all weapons. You are in violation of intergalactic software theft law. Do not attempt to resist. Let's scan. And it's a police car. 0.6 times the size of our ship. Class 75, shields raised, weapons not armed. So again, we can't possibly fight these guys. I pay your salary. That's to be friendly. Hi, officer. What's going on? Okay, buddy. Let's see your security code. Coan 3, black box, Uhlek. If you resist, they destroy you. If you get it wrong, well, let's go ahead and get it right and see what happens. Although, shoot, I did not leave that thing open, so I'll need to bust it back out here. They do give, so they basically, they pull you over, they give you one last chance to get it right. Coan 3, black box, Uhlek. Although if they give you the better check message, you already know it's wrong, but I didn't know that as a kid. 93144, or I put in 2 different wrong codes because I was just a kid. Receiving. Our apologies, Captain. There's been some kind of mistake. You can go. Have a safe voyage. Encounter's terminated. That's it. That's what I wanted to show you. If you try to resist, or if you put it in wrong, they offer you a chance to surrender. And if you don't, they destroy your ship. And they've got class 75 shields. They also have a special weapon that disables your engines immediately, so you can't flee from the encounter. But and if you surrender to them, they do read. I don't remember if they read you a message or not, or if it just goes straight to a screen that says "crew arrested, game over." But it took like 15 minutes of waiting. I'm gonna have to cut out about 15 minutes of waiting for them to show up, and I don't want to risk losing a video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a video. And that's it. I showed you how that works once, and we're not going with this anyway because I blew up the Uhlek brain world, but using the only black egg device we have. And in my mind, as nasty as the Uhlek are, it's better to give them a wide berth where possible than commit genocide. So I'm going to call it a video. When we come back, we're going to fly into Uhlek space. Just hope we don't encounter any, or hope we can get out of there fast if we do. Because I could have escaped if I hadn't stopped to scan them so you could see what their ships look like. We're going to go into Uhlek escape base, we're going to get the crystal cone, and we're going to destroy the crystal planet. And I might just read you the last little piece of the minstrel's song, or I got it off of the interweb, so I can just read you the whole thing. Because I realize now that actually it's very possible to get to this point and know how to destroy the crystal planet without knowing actually what it is. But the answer to that question pops up when you get to the crystal planet. There actually is information that I forgot about now. When you get to the crystal planet, I did a dry run to make sure that I had everything right. Yeah, there's actually a little bit more plot that can be expanded there if you seek it out. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. When we come back, more excitement, and most likely 17's an odd video to end it on, but most likely next time, the final episode of Let's Play Starflight. So you guys can already start looking forward to Starflight 2. This is Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.